For centuries, cooking has been an art passed down through generations, requiring skill, patience, and intuition. But with the rise of smart appliances, we are witnessing a shift where technology is assisting and, in some cases, taking over aspects of meal preparation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Analytics Insight podcast, where we talk about the ever evolving tech space. And I'm your host, Priya Dyalani. Now, artificial intelligence, that is AI powered smart appliances like rotimatics, smart ovens, coffee makers, and IoT connected refrigerators are reshaping our cooking experience, thereby enhancing convenience, ensuring precision, and also helping in minimizing food wastage. Together, AI and IoT are transforming the way we cook and eat. Let's welcome Eshwar Vikas, CEO and co founder of Beyond Appliances, to help us understand how technology is reimagining the way households interact with their kitchens and turning traditional kitchens into an interactive and connected space. Hi, Eshwar, how are you doing?
Hey, hi Priya, happy to be here.
Great. Likewise, it's a pleasure to have you on a podcast, Ishwar. And of course, I think we are going to have a discussion on a very interesting topic today. But before we dive deeper into our conversation, we would like to know more about Beyond Appliances. So, if you could help our listeners understand more about the company and its specialization, it would be great.
Sure. So Beyond is my second company. In my past company, I helped automate close to 25,000 restaurants and QSRs in across the country, where we automated making of biryanis, dal makhnis, samosas, chai, so on and so forth. So with Beyond Appliances, the idea is how can we make kitchens more enjoyable? How can we make cooking a fun activity using technology? And how can we make kitchens a more connected and happening place? And that's how Beyond Appliances came into existence.
That's wonderful, Ishwar, and thank you for sharing that crisp intro about Beyond Appliances. And I think, of course, we really need to make kitchen space more enjoyable and fun. And with the integration of technology, I think we can definitely achieve that, as well as achieve other aspects of cooking as well. Now let's dive a bit deeper into your journey as well, Ishwar. You are a seasoned entrepreneur and engineer, and you bring extensive experience in kitchen automation and have a vision of transforming domestic kitchens through technological innovation. So, can you tell us more about yourself? How has your journey been till date, and what exactly are you looking after at Beyond Appliances?
Sure. So yeah, like when we started in my past company, Mukunda Foods, we saw that there were a lot of restaurants in India, but they were not able to grow primarily because cooking food at scale at restaurants as this restaurant scaled became very difficult. Nobody, no global company had worked on making Indian dishes like samosa, biryanis, chai, dal makhani, and the Indian kind of Indian food and all that. So that's where we built Mukunda Foods, saying that look, an Italian is not going to make an automatic chai machine, nor an American is going to work on automatic cooking of samosas because Americans will work on pizzas, burgers, and fried chicken. Well, Italians might think, okay, how can I make a pizza or a coffee better? How can I make an espresso machine better? But India, mein, as you all know, that we love chai. I think 100 crore plus Indians wake up saying that where's my cup of chai? And if you can make, and there's no company in the world that had automated chai. And that's how in my previous company we said, okay, let's automate various cuisines. And we built a lot of deep IP and product innovation for cooking all this Indian food, where we got some of the best engineers across the world to come and work with us, both mechanical, electronic, design, embedded, and production engineering, right? Where all this came together and we worked with some of the best chefs across the country to find out, how do we make a good samosa? How do we make a dosa? Right. One of our first product was Dosa-matic, which is an automatic dosa making machine. So you press a button, the machine automatically drops the batter, spreads it, adds oil or ghee onto the dosa. Once the dosa is ready, it feeds it, folds it, and delivers on your plate. So we built all these technologies for a long time, and It's very difficult for anyone to eat out today without any machine cooking it. If you're eating at a Saravana Bhavan or an A2B, the dosa is made from a machine, including kamat. Or if you're eating a biryani from a biryani by kilo or a house of biryani or charcoal biryani, it's a machine that we made. Or if you're eating at a Fasos outlet or a Boxage, even a Haldiram's, ITC, or even Taj. So we helped automate all these restaurants across the country and including a lot of airport lounges that are run by Adani and other companies, right? So in a way, we help scale a lot of Indian QSR brands. And that's how the whole journey into kitchen automation started for me. And one thing led to the other, and look if we can automate commercial kitchens. Let's go and look what's the real scope that's available in Indian consumer homes. And I'll take you through our journey, but I think it's very interesting and exciting of what happens in an Indian home and especially in Indian kitchen. And what is the technologies that we have been able to introduce and how well these have been received, not only received, but also how much waiting the customer was for some kind of innovation in the Indian kitchen space. And that's how Beyond Appliances came into picture.
Definitely, and it's really great to understand how your role and experience in the kitchen automation industry is contributing to the company's larger vision. Moving forward, just as everywhere else, I think huge technological advances have taken place in home in recent years. Not only in communications and entertainment, but also in the heart of the home, that is the kitchen. And smart kitchens are bringing us new possibilities and changing the way we cook, store food, and take care of our homes in general. And they are filled with innovative appliances and offer advantages that we could only dream of just a few decades ago. So, Beyond Appliances has introduced several innovative products in the smart kitchen space. So, what sets your products apart from others in the market, and how do they define the modern Indian kitchen experience?
I think very interesting question, Priya. See, when we looked at Indian homes, right? Let's start from Indian homes. Let's look at Indian homes. What was happening in Indian homes, say 2 decades back? Let's take the example of a TV. 20 years back, you had a CRT TV, black and white, with an antenna on the top, and you just had one or two channels that you could see. Cut to today, you have the OTTs of the world, you have some of the best projectors, you have that multiple technologies in TV like OLED TV, UHD TV, and with a lot of connected features. Similarly, if you look at any other appliance in your home, like how an AC was and how an air conditioning today is more advanced, how even fans, right? Like with Attenberg coming in and bringing in BLDC and control through voice and through remote control. So every appliance in your home has been made for the better. But if you look at kitchen ka appliance, nothing has changed for over decades. Maybe some of the only innovations that have come have been adjacent equipments, like right you said, what Rotimatic has done or what an air fryer has done, by bringing and introducing air fryers. Apart from that, I think kitchen has been a space which has not been touched for multiple decades to say. While the other tailwind that's happening is kitchens are becoming more and more, when I say inclusive, right? Previously, if you remember, in a kitchen, we used to close the parda in a kitchen and we used to sit, there was a curtain in the kitchen and people would not usually love to show how their kitchen looks. But things are changing today. Kitchens are becoming more open. The lines are blurring between a living room and in a kitchen. So to that extent that, instead of a dining table, people are having a breakfast table and mixing the whole dining room and the kitchen room. Also, the other thing that has happened is kitchen previously was used only for one or two or three occasions where only the lady of the house was going and cooking. But today it's changing. Multiple family members are coming and cooking in the kitchen. Some maybe the kids want something, so the father is cooking. Maybe the teenager wants to drink protein shakes. The teenager himself or herself is coming and cooking. So I think there are a lot of tailwinds on how kitchen is becoming a very integral part of an Indian home. While at the same time, there's no innovation or there's nothing that's happening in a kitchen. And that was a wide space that we saw that, how we use stoves, how we use chimneys, how we use rice cookers, or how we use our mixer grinders, and nothing much has changed. And the core cooking equipment in the kitchen, well, there's a lot of automation in the home, well, a lot of automation has come or technology has come into appliances like your TV, your washing machine, or your laptops, or your even watches. Nothing came into kitchen, while still kitchen being an integral area is where I think there's a big opportunity that as we beyond saw. And hence we started looking at daily cooking equipment and how can we make them better for Indian cooking.
Definitely a very fascinating perspective, Ishwar. And of course, the points that you mentioned in terms of how kitchens were back then in Indian households and what it is now has definitely changed. And, kitchens are becoming more inclusive, and that's something really true at the moment. And I'm really glad to see how Beyond Appliances is blending technology and innovation with this everyday functionality of kitchens, and it is truly elevating how we experience cooking at home. And I think it's important that you are also using technology tailored as per to the needs of the modern Indian household, rather than taking a one size fits all approach. Let's build on that and continue ahead in our discussion. I think even if at first it seems like, if you talk about smart kitchen, it is just a luxury or a fashion statement, but I think it's nothing of the kind. I mean, thanks to smart technology, we can better take care of the family finances, minimize food waste, and improve the quality of the prepared dishes, save time that would otherwise be spent on cooking and cleaning up. Now, earlier home appliances were seen as purely functional. Today, they're kind of becoming an aspirational lifestyle product. So, what factors are driving this transformation, and how are brands adapting to this shift?
I think very interesting question again. If you look, a lot of this inspiration, right? Key, this is how my kitchen should look like. Is for a long time, people did not know or did not have aspirations for kitchens, right? But today, what's happening? We say there are three main areas that is sort of driving this change, right? One is the changing lifestyle and social norms. Because working couples are coming, there's a high focus on health and convenience and personalized routines, and that's changing for who, why, when, and what needs to be done in kitchen. That's the number one thing. Second thing, I think there's a lot of income aspirations and information that is coming because of better income and better social media led aspiration that is coming today, right? Previously, the only inspiration for kitchen was, look, when you visited somebody's home and you saw the kitchen. But today, with all the social media reels, today you're having an intimate access into, like how the celebrity kitchens are there. Recently, there's one very famous celebrity whose kitchen is being built, and her reels have gathered millions of views. So people are able to see how celebrities' kitchens are there. People are able to see, maybe there's a video of your friend or a reel of your friend from their kitchen. Ki, hey, this Diwali I cooked this. So you know that, oh, my friend is having this kind of appliance. I also need it. So that is the second major shift that's coming apart from the whole inspiration from that. And the third major thing that is coming up is, people are turning their homes into a canvas of self-expression, right? So people are saying that, my homes today are designed to cue my lifestyle and taste. And it's impacting my kitchens too. People want to talk worthy kitchens that show their individual lifestyle. So I think these are the major shifts, Priya, that are helping, the changing lifestyle, social media powered inspiration, and why how people are using kitchens as a way of self-expression, right? I think these are the three major shifts on how a customer's demand today is changing from, look, I just want to have a kitchen, to coming out and saying, look, I want a kitchen that's not just functional, but that's showing who I am. And I know that these are the things possible because I'm able to see all these things in social media, and also I have the money to spend today. Customer also feels that kitchen appliances are the core of my change in lifestyle in a kitchen. Nobody says today I want a normal kitchen. Everybody says I want a modular kitchen. So in a consensus, I want to say appliances are the most visible manifestation of an Indian kitchen. It's not just about convenience, but also kitchen today connects the progress and savviness of an Indian customer. So I think these are the few tailwinds that we are seeing, and that's how brands are able to today capture. And I feel technology and innovation is at the core of it, not just aesthetics, because Indian customer is not like an European or an American customer saying that, look, I will not buy a Smeg microwave or a Swig refrigerator of 4 lakh rupees just because it looks cute, right? People want both cute and smartness. And hence, when we launched our recent smart chimneys and smart hobs, of course, with good aesthetics, And that's when the market sort of really grabbed these products, and we were able to ride on this tailwind.
Absolutely, Ishwar, I agree with you. And it's really interesting to see how these cutting edge home appliances have evolved from being simple utility products to becoming symbols of comfort, design, and even identity. I think the factors or the drivers that you mentioned, I think really highlight how brands today need to think beyond function and focus more on the experience side of the kitchen household. So, of course, we have spoken about, the shift in the Indian homes with the integration of these smart appliances. I think the concept of smart home integration goes merely beyond, multiple smart devices. It's more about creating a unified system where each device complements the others. Now, for example, a smart thermostat can adjust the temperature based on the time of the day and whether the home is occupied, while smart lights can dim or brighten in response to natural light levels. So, this level of integration requires careful planning and consideration of compatibility between devices, as well as a robust network infrastructure to ensure reliable communication. Now, we are, of course, moving forward in an era where appliances will communicate with each other, wherein they can predict needs, optimize energy, and I think even, ensure personalized cooking. So, what does true appliance integration look like, and how close are we to achieving that in the kitchen appliance segment?
Got it. So as we discussed, right, customer doesn't just look at aesthetics, they look at what is the real everyday usage, because we also need to remember that kitchens are becoming or homes are becoming slightly smaller because of rising costs in rents or rising costs of land value in India, which is like the highest in the world. People don't want too many appliances in their kitchen because kitchen also will get cluttered. So customer has a matrix. They have matrix of four things that they look at, and when we look at building our own automations or beyond appliances, we use this. We said, look, is the product really having high utility? Is the customer going to use it every day, either for cooking or the support of cooking? Second, does it come in a space that is not constrained? Is it a same appliance that we can upgrade? Third is there a budget, right? Customer today doesn't want to pay 3x, 4x. That's the very reason why a Routimatic or even the Samsung connected refrigerator never took off in India. It's maybe hardly 1,000 households in India might use the connected refrigerator of Samsung. Or Routimatic also has very less penetration in Indian market, right? So utility, space, budget, and then comes the whole flaunt value, right? Is the whole product, is the feature aspirational enough? Is the look and feel aspirational enough for the customer use it? So despite the flaunt value and social cool, the appliances also need to be functional first, should be used regularly, and also should not be able to create a regret and guilt in the whole customer's mind. So this sort of becomes very important when, as a brand, we look. So let me speak about our products, right? So we introduced the Beyond Appliances stove. It's a hob or a hob top, where we have a lot of India first features. Because if you look, Priya, in Indian cooking, we use pressure cookers, right? So every time we cook, there is a whistle that comes out from the pressure cooker. It's maybe two whistles, three whistles, or four whistles. Depending on the number of whistles, we then go out and then hear for the whistle manually and then go and turn off the stove. Today, nobody wants to listen and go and do it, right? So we gave a feature where our stove today listens for the whistle and automatically turns off the stove automatically. We also gave a timer, said that, if you're, say, cooking poha or idli or dhokla, you want, say, today to cook for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. There's no way to set a timer on the stove. So people use their mobile phones or they look at the clock to set a time and come and turn off the stove. So we said our stove will have an automatic timer where the timer, you can set a timer, and after the number of minutes or seconds that have passed, the stove will automatically turn off. You don't have to come and turn it off, just like your microwave oven. We also gave a safety aspect into it, where it is for flame failure device FFD, which is sort of comes in very high-end appliances. We made it democratic. We made it across all our stoves. So if there is air or this spillage of milk or water, and the flame turns off, today there's a gas leakage. Or even if there's a kit that keeps the knob on, there is gas leakage. But with Beyond Appliances, that doesn't happen. The stove, the gas automatically cuts off. So basically, giving a visual counter, giving a timer, giving FFD, a flame failure device that not only takes care of functionality but also gives a lot of control in the hands of the customer and also increases a sense of safety. Plus, we of course make our products full brass, so they look very nice. They're all made in India in our factories, so we are able to still make it very robustly and take care of after sales and service. So with all these things, I think stove as a product which goes into 100% of the households, it was able to click the utility part of it, the budget part of it, the space part of it, and the whole aspiration part of it. And hence, if you're able to build appliances like this that are also technologically savvy and a product you can use features daily, is when I think we have been able to see a huge amount of customer adoption for these products and high usage of the features as well.
Absolutely, Ishwar. I think, firstly, I'm really glad to know about the Beyond Appliances products, like described to us. And I mean, glad to understand the level of integration that you guys are providing, which is redefining convenience and even how we interact with our homes. And I think the idea of appliances not just being smart, but actually intuitive, wherein they're considering the different aspects, like you mentioned, which is utility, space, budget value, and they should be more adapting and learning from our daily patterns. So this kind of really paints a whole picture of what connected living could feel like. My next question, Ishwar, is related, to the aspects that you just mentioned, which is, space, a budget, and utility. Now, smart appliances, of course, they are powered by artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and they're transforming modern homes by ensuring and empowering more convenience. Despite these advantages, their adoption in India remains a little limited, especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Now, a major barrier is low consumer awareness, because many people don't fully understand how these technologies work or how they can save energy. Of course, for them, AI and IoT connected are still buzzwords, and it might create confusion among users, wherein they don't understand about the reliability or the maintenance of these appliances. And I think traditionally, the traditional buying behavior, which is based on familiarity and word of mouth, also further slows down adoption. So, despite growing interest, I think smart kitchen adoption in India still faces barriers with concerns to affordability, infrastructure, and awareness. So, what steps is the industry taking to make connected kitchen more mainstream rather than just a luxury segment?
So I think you're right. The industry today, till we came in, is was operating more like a super premium luxury and affordable segment, right? But with Beyond coming in, I think how the industry needs to look is what. Let me give you a view on this. That Indians are not. I think you might have heard this many times, or many people might have told this already. Indians are not price conscious; they're value conscious. Right. So I'll give you an example. A normal prestige or other brand stove costs around 7,500 is a market norm for a prestige stove, which is a market leader in the stove category. Our stove with all the features I said, right, with the timer, the flame failure device, the auto ignition, all these things cost 9,000, 9,500 rupees. So, and we are already seeing a huge adoption of our products in the thousands. We are having a good perception that customers today are able to spend that extra 25% if they're able to see value in the product. Number one. Number two, and also to add to that, you cannot also say that, look, I'm going to give features which are cool, but they're going to be 3x of the market cost or 2.5x of the existing operating price. So that's also something that's not doable. So in that case, also, we are not able to, market would not, or the customers would not want to adopt the product. The second thing is, which we see sometimes happening, is features being given for the heck of it. Right? We have seen some of the brands, just give features which the customer might not need. These are feel good features, which, maybe is a bucket list product, but not an everyday need. I'll give you an example, right? We launched our chimneys with an infotainment and entertainment system. Right. So when we went into various kitchens and we started speaking to people, look, what do you experience while cooking? What are the challenges when you're cooking? One of the things we knew, Priya, is when people cook, they feel left out on life and bored when they're in the kitchen. They feel their productivity has gone for a toss. You might have observed yourself whenever you cook or chopping vegetables or doing something, you keep your mobile phone, you listen to music, or you're speaking to a friend, or you listen to a podcast because you feel left out on life. So what we have given is we have given an infotainment system, an Android system on our chimney where you can watch music. It has built-in speakers. You can watch videos. You can watch Netflix, and it becomes a very integral part of your cooking platform. So I remember this because when my grandmom used to cook, she used to listen to radio. Or even when my wife cooks today, she has their mobile phone. Even when I cook, I maybe listen to podcasts, but it's a very broken experience. When I gave that experience as a very integral part of the whole product in the chimney, we saw the usage was really high. So I think if we are able to keep the utility of the feature to be very high, where we either bring control to the customer or makes the customer's life in the kitchen or utility of the product to be very high, I think customer is willing to pay that price as long as which is within the 30 to 40% of the incremental price in which the market operates. I think if you're able to take this, that build a product that is already existing in the market, make features that the customer loves, can use every day, and third is if you're able to do all this within a price point which is not going to burn the pocket of the customer, give great after sales service, great aesthetics, and great user experience, I think the adoption is going to be very, very high. It will go from a side project to a mainstream industry.
Definitely, Ishwar, and I really like how you and the company Beyond Appliances is really touching down on the emotional aspects of a human when working in the kitchen. Because yes, even I do listen to music. I will usually take my phone while I'm cooking or I'm doing any kitchen chores. So including making the person more involved in the kitchen by providing these necessary features, like you mentioned, I think we would be able to create some real everyday value for consumers. And I think over a period of time, we can see these innovations become more affordable and intuitive. I think smart kitchens overall is making a very revolutionary change in the way we approach cooking or other cooking related chores that we do. So I think it's really time to start enjoying all the benefits and the free time that a smart kitchen can offer. So one last question for you. If you look 5 years into the future, what's your vision for India's smart kitchen?
I think very interesting, right? So, if you look at today's customer, let's look at rather than saying what's my vision, I would say let's start looking at what the customer is doing in the kitchen today. Today, the customer is spending, when I say customer, people like you and me, we are spending more time in the kitchen. Cooking is not going anywhere, unlike the West or the East, like in Chinese or the Singapore or even European American people. Kitchens are not even being built these days. People want to eat out or ordering in. That is not going to happen in India. In India, kitchen is the core, and we all love to cook. My mom and my wife still want to cook every day, sort of every meal, because that's the way they care for the family and show love for the family. So the whole idea behind any smart appliance or how at beyond we are thinking is how can we make cooking a great experience, right? How BMW says, right? They don't build a car, they build a driving experience. You drive a BMW for the sheer experience of driving. So we are building beyond appliances, saying that how can we make cooking very enjoyable? We are doing some innovations. We are going to exhibit something in CES shortly in US, where we are envisioning the kitchen where the product has a lot of things, right? It will automatically share a meal plan on the screen. The chimney will show you a meal plan on the screen. It will guide you how to cook. While you do the cooking, it will guide you. It will tell you that, for your limit of whatever 250, 300 calories today, this is how you cook. It will monitor your cooking. You don't have to stand and stare. You don't have to stand and wait for the dal to simmer so that you turn off. It will take some care of the cooking aspect. It will help you or reorder your groceries. This is your this thing. It has cameras and stuff like that. It knows what you're cooking, what's there in your refrigerator, so it will automatically add things in your cart. Well, you will check out, but it will sort of help you, be more like your personal butler in the kitchen rather than be the chef in the kitchen. It will be a sous chef rather than a chef. It will also ensure that you are cooking safely for the family. It will also tell you what are the right ingredients to use, what are the wrong ingredients that you are consuming. It will help you with some amount of cleanup, because who likes to clean your kitchens every day, right? And do all this by looking incredibly sexy, right? It will not be a product that is very out there in the future. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, you will see all these features we speak about coming to Indian kitchens, and it will feel like, hey, look, I cannot imagine how I can go back to my kitchen without this, right? As we started this conversation saying that today, can you sit in front of a black and white TV with an antenna on the top? The answer is no. We will like hate doing that, saying that there's no programmatic TV. I cannot change my channels. I cannot look at what I want to see today. I need to watch the ad. There's no pause and play. Similarly, I think the future of the kitchen is going to be sheer cooking experience. You would want to look up to it rather than crib about going into the kitchen. And all this will happen not in 5 years, in the next say, 12 to 24 months. And we really hope that
Definitely. I think the next decade of Indian homes will be defined not by how smart appliances are, but by how effortlessly they integrate into daily life. Technology will drive everything, albeit in the background, allowing homes to feel intuitive, comfortable, and responsive to the rhythms of family life. And I think consumers today are seeking experiences, especially mornings that flow without friction, kitchens that encourage healthier choices, and living spaces that are efficient yet inviting. I think appliances are becoming silent partners in shaping our routines, well beings, and the quality of time families spend together. Thank you so much, Ishwar, for taking out the time and effort to be on a podcast today and helping us understand that AI and IoT will continue to evolve. The question isn't if these technologies will dominate our kitchens, it's how soon. One thing is clear that the kitchen of the future will be intelligent, intuitive, and fully connected to our needs. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Ishwar. It was lovely chatting with you.
thank you, Priya. Let's all go beyond.
Great, thank you so much. So, this is for our listeners. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned more about smart kitchens and how we are going to progress ahead in this specific era. Meanwhile, stay tuned for our upcoming podcast, and you can view all our previous podcasts on Spotify and other leading platforms. Thank you so much.